You can go as far into the future as you'd like. But you should never forget your roots. We're getting back to the roots of rock.
And tonight I am going to talk a little bit about a guy who, I don't know, I would say in my opinion, he was just as influential as, I don't know, guys like Albert King, even B.B. King. And I had played his music before, but someone, a loyal listener by the name of Ron, reminded me of Otis Rush this past week. And I was like, hey, man, that's a good guy to do on Roots of Rock. And Otis Rush, actually, he was around until, I think he died a year ago this month. He was like 84 years old. Oh. And he was born in 1934, which I guess that kind of varies upon who you ask. But he was an American blues guitarist and a singer-songwriter. And he had a very distinctive guitar style. Kind of featured, just a slow-burning sound and long bent notes. He actually... His brother had a guitar, and when his brother would leave the house, he would go in and play his brother's guitar, and he didn't know how to play it. So he basically picked it up, and he was a southpaw, so, his left hand was on the frets. So his right hand did the strumming. Instead of buying a left-handed guitar, he didn't know any better. They were virtually non-existent back then, I think. But he played a right-handed model upside down. So if you listen to his intense soloing style, it didn't seem to slow him down at all. But that's how he learned how to play guitar. And he just kind of stayed, with that, because that's what worked for him. And he influenced so many people. I mean, I think it was, I'm going to say Little Walter that first wrote I Can't Quit You Baby for Otis Rush, and Zeppelin covered it, had a huge hit with it, and Jimmy Page was a huge fan, as was, like I said, Clapton, Paul Butterfield, John Mayall. Stevie Ray Vaughan named his band Double Trouble. That's an Otis Rush song. And like I said, he really had a big influence on the Chicago blues style. He moved to Chicago kind of when he was young, and saw Muddy Waters. Muddy was playing a gig in a bar, and that was all she wrote for him. He left and went to Chicago, and the rest is, as they say, history. The last album that he put out in 1999 won his first Grammy, and that was the last album that he recorded. So he went out on this just amazing high note. And tonight, we're not going to do the Zeppelin song, the Zeppelin cover song, just simply because that's like the one that you hear most of the time when you hear Otis Rush. So we're going to do a tune that my friend Ron reminded me of, and it's called All Your Love. So enjoy All Your Love with a little Otis Rush on the Church of Rock and KSKQ.
know you love me too.
You're listening to the Church of Rock radio show.
Over 19 years keeping the old school radio show alive
On KSKQ.